Murder for hire seems to be a burgeoning enterprise in America.
The bullet went through one of the windows.
Meet Yvonne Stern. She's been very lucky. She survived 3 separate shootings in a murder for hire plot. And this is?
It's where the bullet hit the floor and ricocheted on the opposite wall.
So it literally hit a foot from where you were standing?
Yes.
The Stern family has lived a life of fanfare, not gunfire, ever since Yvonne met her husband Jeff 30 years ago on a blind date.
It was basically love at first sight. We have the same needs and wants. He's my soulmate.
Jeff is a successful personal injury lawyer. They have 2 Aspen vacation homes, a private plane, and a place in the fashionable circuit of Houston charity balls. You were blessed with a good life.
Yes,
you were blessed with each other. So Yvonne convinces herself the shooting was random, but she was wrong. 2 months later, just after 10 p.m., the doorbell rings. So you were walking down here.
I walked here, approaching the door, still saw no one, and then I see this man jump out of the wall with a gun in his hand and a smirk on his face and shot.
Then, a month after the doorway shooting, Yvonne is leaving her new apartment and heading for her SUV in a gated parking garage.
I see someone jump out of their car, and I see him coming towards me with a gun pointed to me. I jump in my car. He came to the car, pointed the gun to my head.
There's just a car window between Yvonne and a loaded gun. She begs for her life.
I was crying, hysterical, and yelling, and I said, "Don't do this." And I thought I almost got to him, you know, making him feel sorry. Okay, why am I doing this? So he proceeded to walk away, but he turned around and he just pointed and shot me.
Yvonne is shot in the stomach. She plays dead, waiting for the gunman to drive away. Then, bleeding and in shock, she drives to a nearby gas station where she calls for help. And yet the worst pain was yet to come. When lying in the hospital, Yvonne was told her husband of 20 years was having an affair with 39-year-old Michelle Geyser, and that it was Geyser who planned the shootings. Geyser pleaded guilty and was facing a life sentence when she cut a deal with the state. She agreed to testify against Jeff Stern in exchange for a 25-year sentence. Her story? Jeff was the brains of the operation, and prosecutors buy it. You see him equally responsible as Michelle Geyser?
Yes. We believe that the evidence shows that he is guilty of solicitation of capital murder.
But that was before the latest twist. New evidence that Geyser may have been involved in a previous murder for hire scheme and other criminal activity.
This is a startling revelation, and it severely damages the prosecution's case. Their case relies on the believability of the Geyser woman.
But the most unbelievable part of the story to many is the fact that the victim is supporting the man accused of trying to kill her.
There was just no way. The affair, okay, I'll give you that one. But to plot to my murder? Absolutely not. It's ludicrous, it's preposterous.
That's right. After initially leaving him, Yvonne decided to forgive Jeff of his affair and take him back, a decision that fueled robust debate on TV.
3 separate attempts on her life, and she's still standing
by her man.
Unfortunately, it seems these murder for hire plots are not out of the ordinary. In fact, there have been several high-profile cases in just the past several years. Take the case that exists practically start to finish on video and audio tape.
I'm positive, like 5,000% sure.
The case of Dahlia DiPolito of Florida, who thought she was paying a gunman to kill her husband, but it was actually an undercover cop who was recording it all. They even went so far as to stage a fake crime scene and captured her rehearsed reaction on tape.
Okay, I'm sorry to tell you, man, he's been killed. He's been killed, man.
Later that same day, though, they confronted her with the recordings.
I didn't do anything.
Listen to me.
I didn't do anything.
You're going to jail.
And then the biggest shock of all, her husband Mike appears.
Oh my God.
He's alive.
Come here, please. Come here. Mike, come here.
DiPolito is now under house arrest while appealing a 20-year sentence. She's also divorced. Former FBI agent Brad Garrett says it's tough to know how much of this is going on because we usually only hear about the ones that fail.
There are a few people that get away with it, but very few.
If in fact the murder is attempted, it's usually by somebody who either doesn't know what they're doing and they botch it. So the quality control is extremely poor in murder for hire cases.
However, in a situation that seems to be a textbook case of irreconcilable differences, Yvonne says her marriage is even better after.
We share more. We're closer, basically inseparable.
A whole new meaning to the vow of for better or worse. For Nightline, I'm Chris Cuomo in New York.